Welcome back to my channel, Pretty Inspired Decor. My name is Shelley, and today I'm going to give you a tiny feast for your eyes for Valentine's Day. What we've done with our table scape, what we've done with our living room, and a little bit more with what we've done in our kitchen. I don't decorate the whole house for Valentine's Day. I just do what I call the key areas where my guests, when they first come in, will see it. And of course, it's a celebration of love of family, and love of friends. So we are planning to have a brunch on Sunday for Valentine's Day. Yes, it'll be a few days early, but that's the only day I can really get everyone together. And because we do like to celebrate with family, this is how we have set our table for our Valentine's Day brunch. So you'll notice, I hope a number of you got to see the video on how I created the centerpiece. So I'm not going to go through that again, but I have added a couple of more candles that I painted, and I put a little bow on them. And rather than having some table scatter that I normally put on the table, I just thought I was going to add these little dollar store tea lights. I thought they were just so pretty. So I thought that would be my table scatter on the table, for Valentine's. Obviously the tray will have to come off because I do plan to serve right on the table. We're going to have waffles and all kinds of yummy things for our Valentine's Day brunch. When I set a table, I love to use tablecloths. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to that. Not that I always use a tablecloth, but I mostly use a tablecloth when I'm entertaining. So I thought one way to bring up all the softer pink was to take and use this darker, almost a fuchsia pink tablecloth. And then I found these really inexpensive gold placemats at HomeSense actually, and I really think they're pretty. There's almost a mandala sort of look to them, so I thought that's a nice idea. And then, yes, believe it or not, I do have pink chargers. So I have my pink charger here, and you know what I like to do is just take a little round. I cut them, buy this non-slip material at the dollar store, and I cut little rounds to set my plate on so that nothing slips on the plate. When people are cutting their whatever it is they're having for their meal. And of course, we have to have a napkin. And so this time I've decided that I'm going to use cloth napkins, and I've just folded them very, very simply and run them rectangularly on the plate. And then of course, I have another plate so that we are well set for all of the different phases or courses of our brunch. I also, because I love to set tables, yes, I do have a variety of flatware, and for this occasion I'm going to use my pink and gold just because it works. And again, I bought this at HomeSense last summer and was just thrilled with that flatware. I always use a knife rest because of course that keeps the table cleaner. And again, I have my little individual salt and peppers. I can reuse these at Easter. They're little lambs. I bought them a couple of years ago, just adore them. And I always, always, always use place cards. And in this case, I have little party hats, and I have little hearts. And then of course, I have written people's names on the place cards. Because it's brunch, we will have some sort of a festive drink. So I've got my wine glasses on the table, and I also have these really pretty, they're almost a pink iridescent glass. And again, I can use these for Easter. They have bunnies on them, but they work for Valentine's Day, or really whenever you want them to work. Maybe not for Christmas unless you happen to have pink Christmas china, but they certainly work for this. I'll give you a little peek at the table, just a little closer view so that you can better see what's on this table.
As you can see, I love the color pink. I love those little back painted glass pink plates. I like to have a larger table like this because it means I can get, you know, as many as 8 to 10 people around it. 10 makes it a little crowded, but it's certainly doable.
And you've also had an opportunity to have a little peek in my first video of what we did in the window vignette. So I'm not going to go through that. You can certainly go to that video. I will link that video in the description box below of, you know, what I did. And again, if you go and take a look at that video, you'll see that I have made some changes because I always do that in my vignettes. I never seem to be entirely happy and I make changes. Going over to the rest of my kitchen, this is the working part of my kitchen. I am going to bake some Valentine's cookies in the next couple of days and decorate them with my friend. And so I always like to display a pretty cookbook. And so I've got my Sweet Bake Shop cookbook there. Her name is Tessa Sam. She's a Canadian baker. I know that it's a wonderful book. It's a beautiful book, beautifully illustrated, and the recipes are really simple to follow. And again, because, you know, I always have decorative towels on my stove, I just happened to find these this year at HomeSense and really fell in love with them, with my different shades of pink that I decided to decorate this year. And then above the stove, because I like to decorate there as well, I've got a love sign that I made and some little hearts that I bought at Pier 1. Just kind of makes that look fun and pretty. And then behind my cooktop, if you saw my Christmas videos, you would have seen this sign. And so I just repurposed it here. And yes, it has a Christmas bell in it, but I'm okay with that. I mean, it's still winter here in Canada, so I think that just looks pretty up against my backsplash. And of course, these dishes are not for Valentine's Day, but you know, they work. They're pretty, they're pink. I keep them out most of the year in my summer decor as well. Well, let's go take a look at the living room. I love decorating my mantle, and you know, if you've watched my fall videos and if you've watched my Christmas videos, you know that I don't like putting garland on top of my mantle just because I like to put stuff on my mantle. And even though this is a fairly deep mantle, I like to sort of have things draping. So what I've done here is I have a really nice garland that I used this garland at Christmas. I had one piece of it on my table and I created a tablescape, you know, using that. So this garland is such wonderful garland. It's a faux garland, but my goodness, it looks real. I absolutely adore it. And my little bit of red, I would have loved to have found some really pretty pink lights, but I couldn't find any, and I love these lights so much. They're from Pier 1, and I bought them last year on an incredible after Valentine's Day sale. So I had to use them because I think they're so pretty, and I think they work. I am not adverse to putting pink and red together because pink for me is a neutral. We have so much pink in our home, and I do mix it with other colors. And then I found these incredible flowers. They're faux roses at Michael's. And I bought several stems when they had 2 for the price of 1. And what I did is I put a pink stem in, and then a white creamy, and then a pink and a white creamy. And you know what? I didn't even tie them in. Initially I thought, oh, I will get out my zip ties and I will tie them in. But I didn't have to do that at all. I literally just slid them in, and they're staying beautifully. They don't move. And then you'll notice that I've draped them down the side as well. And then in the 3 places where I connect the garland and the lights, I've added these really pretty little love signs that I bought last year at Michael's. I actually bought them for my youngest daughter's baby shower and decorated for her baby shower. And I just thought they were so pretty, and I can use them for Valentine's Day. On top of my mantle, I decided I was going to keep it a little bit simpler because I wanted this to be the showcase. I wanted the garland to be the showcase. And so I thought, you know what I would do up here is I would take these lanterns that I had, and rather than put a funky bow on them, I just kept a very, very simple bow. And guys, you know I love my funky bows, but I thought let's kind of tame this down a little bit. And I put pink lights in them, again from Michaels. Those are battery operated lights. And these cute little, you know, pink hearts, those are from Michaels as well. And I just slid a rose, because you know Valentine's Day is all about roses, isn't it? So I put the roses in there and kept it really simple with a couple of pretty pink and, you know, glittery signs, better together, because you know my world is a better world because I have my husband and my family and my friends in it. So it's just a really nice little sign. I thought it was pretty. And then, you know, some peonies that I keep these peonies up all, you know, spring and summer and take them down in the fall. But I just think it's a pretty little vignette. It's simple. These little twinkle lights, I do light them at night. And then of course, if I decide I want to turn on these little lights in there, little tea lights in there, I can as well. So I just really like the simplicity of the fireplace. You know, it works in our world. Then, because if you recall, I bought this really fun little, it's actually, believe it or not, it's a salad bowl that looks like a wagon. So it actually has two tongs that go in it, but they're not in it for this vignette. And I thought, what could I do with that this year for Valentine's Day? And I thought, you know what? I'll take some of those roses, the same ones I have on the fireplace, and I will put this really pretty faux, I don't even know what it is, I got from Michaels. It's just so pretty. And I'll add some little green petals. You know, people use them to scatter for weddings, and I just decided I would use them in here to cover the bottom, and just add some little hearts and add a little bow. It's really pretty, and I'm thrilled with it. And of course, beside that, you'll see a little picture of our cherished baby girl, Ayla. When she was first born, she was only about a week old there. And then on the other side of the mantle, again, I have kept it really, really simple, using faux. Not going to have fresh roses all over the house, am I? I would love to, but of course that would kind of break the bank. And you know, once again, I love to have my pink candles, and I use those more rustic candlesticks. Not really a rustic kind of person, but I really like those candlesticks. Use them at Christmas as well, and I thought, you know, they work there. They kind of, you know, give it a little bit more oomph in that corner. And then of course there's a really pretty frame. I received that as a gift from Suli from My Colors, My Style, and oh my goodness, I love that. And so that has now become, that's its permanent place from spring to fall. I'm just thrilled with that. I think it's so pretty. And you know, one of my daughters is an Audrey Hepburn lover, so that's really nice to have that in there. I found this really cute little sign, Somebody Loves You. I thought it works in perfectly with all of my roses. And so I'm going to keep that up. Well, obviously you're going to see it again for Easter, but I just thought it was so cute. It works for Valentine's Day, so I thought, you know, I'm going to put it up early. Added a couple more little hearts. If you recall, I made the two lanterns for my fall decor, and I said I would use them. I use them at Christmas in the piano room, and they're back here right on the armoire for Valentine's Day.
Of course, I also decorate my coffee table. Not that there's anything particularly Valentine's-y about it. This is just kind of what I like to do. It's lots of pinks, as you can see, with some soft greens, just to make it pretty. I'll make it a little bit more festive for Easter, but I like this for this time.
Well, that pretty much describes what I have done for Valentine's Day. So until next time, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you again when I begin to decorate for spring and for Easter. Bye-bye.